Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and this is the Next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 520. Hello everybody! If you are new to our channel, welcome. I'm Stacy, I'm the owner of Scrapbooking Made Simple, and this is our Saturday full-length, commercial-free, technique-based class featuring products that you might already have in your crafty stash with a technique that you might know something about. You may have never seen it before, and you may have been doing it forever and ever, all while incorporating perhaps product that is new to you. So I've waited a long time to do this class. It took a long time to get everything back in stock. I first did a class on Gasen paper and Van Gogh watercolors a little bit earlier this year, and it was the response was overwhelming. Oh my gosh. And so I knew the Gasen paper was amazing. You were like, what in the heck is Gasen paper? I'm going to show you. So it took time to get everything back in stock, but it is here. So now I get to teach the next level of the class. I can't wait to show you, and we are incorporating layering stencils into this class. So wahoo kachoo. Now before we get into all of that, I have winner chicken dinner to announce. I have two people who have won a $25 gift card to Scrapbooking Made Simple, and you're like, ooh, I like that idea. How did they do that? It's super easy. If you are joining me during the premiere of our Saturday with Stacy YouTube class, that would be 9 a.m. sunny California time. No, 8 a.m. sunny California time. 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom, you will know that we are live chatting over here. Hello, hello, say hello, hello back. I usually pop onto the live chat once I tilt down and start the class for today, but I would love to have you say hello. There are hundreds of SMS crafty peeps on that live chat who are thoughtful and caring and inspirational and just excited to make a new crafty friend, and maybe that is you. So if you're live chatting, the live chat comments do not count to be a winner chicken dinner. Nope, you gotta post below. Look down. Below me, there's a place to leave a comment, and that is where you post your oh so kind comment. It can be about anything. You can just say hey, you can just say hello, hello. You can just say winner chicken dinner. Up to you. As long as it is kind, we will approve it. So you won't see it immediately, but we will approve it, and then we have software that will randomly select two of you to win a $25 gift card, which is what I have here. Two people. Hello, two people. Are you excited to know if it's you? So let's get started with that, and then another announcement, and then I think we are good to get started for today. It is so early here. Like you can see, it's still dark back there. Nobody's here. They won't be here for at least another hour and a half, 2 hours. I am here early in the morning to get this class done. Oh, I have my coffee with me. I was here late last night getting it all set up, and then I was up early this morning. So yeah, maybe we're having coffee together. Well, I know on Saturday I always have my coffee when we're live chatting. Sometimes two. All right, so our first winner chicken dinner is Barb Berry. Hello, Barb. How are you doing today? Congratulations, you are a winner chicken dinner. You've got $25 to spend on anything that's going to make your heart happy. Are you excited? I'm excited for you. I want you to find something wonderful that you'll just be like, oh, I can't wait to get that. Our next winner is Netha Eccles. Hello, Netha Eccles, is that you? Congratulations to you as well. Wahoo kachoo, you are a winner chicken dinner right along with Barb, and have a $25 gift card already in your online account. Now for winner chicken dinner, before I do the winner chicken dinner dance, we have to be able to find your online account. If you post a comment, but you don't have an online account with Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, we can't pick you because we have no account to put the $25 in. They kind of go hand in hand. And if you have some unusual YouTube screen name and we can't figure out who you are in our online system, we can't make you a winner chicken dinner. So sometimes people will use for their YouTube screen name, they'll use part of their email. And trust me, we are like detectives. The girls, Elena, SMS guy James, they work to try and figure out, can we find who this person is? And sometimes it's yes, and sometimes we can't. So we have to have a new selection made. So if you post a comment, be sure that we can figure out who you are if you have an unusual YouTube name, and so that we can apply the $25 to you. Oh my gosh, isn't that terrible to think that we pick names and we cannot for the life of us figure out who you are. So make it easy for us, and then we'll be able to add that $25 when your name is called. Now let's do a winner chicken dinner dance for Netha and for Barb. Are you ready? Because we found their accounts. All right, winner, you're a winner. Chicken dinner, you're a winner. Chicken dinner, wahoo, ka-choo for you. Congratulations to both of you. I hope you enjoy your winnings and spend them on something that is going to make your heart happy. And really, the girls in James, they will take that username and they will try every configuration of it to see if we can find it in our online system. And some of the time, I mean, they do. It's not often we have to reselect a name, but sometimes it'll take them up to an hour to suss out who's who. But then it becomes like a challenge. I'm going to find out who this person is. They'll go search Facebook to see if that username then correlates to somebody on Facebook or on Instagram. I mean, they don't give up. They are like a dog with a bone. But sometimes the bone just gets buried. All right, so what else do I have to tell you? Well, we have hit 400,000 subscribers here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. I don't know how, I don't know why, I'm not gonna ask, I'm just gonna smile and say thank you. It took me over 10 years to get to 100,000, and then like in no time, it was like, woo! So girls not gonna complain. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Whatever is happening, thanks. We really appreciate it. It was like I was on the struggle bus to get to 100,000 for so long. And it was so important to my children, who I started YouTubing back when they were, I don't know, 9 and 10. And it was a big thing. Mom, you gotta get a silver play button. Mom, you gotta get a silver play button. For 10 years, I heard, Mom, when are you gonna get your silver play button? You get that when you get to 100,000 subscribers. They send you a beautiful plaque. In fact, it's back over there. They send you a beautiful plaque, all engraved with your name. It's so nice. It's from YouTube. It's a silver play button. And then I finally got it. And I figured there's no way I'm going to get to 1 million subscribers, because that's where you get your gold play button. They go from 100,000 to 1 million. Google, YouTube, couldn't we find a happy medium at 500,000 and give us something, at 500,000? Because I really thought there's no way I will ever see 1 million subscribers. But I also never thought I'd be at 400,000 subscribers, so who knows? So now, Mom, when are you gonna get your gold play button? Now that I have the silver and I'm at 400,000, my boys, they're the little engine that could. They think that I'm going to get to that 1 million sometime before I retire. Mom, when are you going to get, that's my eldest son, Mom, when are you going to get your gold play button? So because we have hit 400,000 subscribers, we are giving away $400 in gift cards. We do that every time we hit another 100,000 subscribers. Usually our winner chicken dinners get a $25 gift card, which is nothing to sneeze about, right? Woohoo! But when we hit another 100,000, we up it to that level. So we're at 400,000, we're going to give $400 worth of gift cards away. When we hit 500,000, we'll give $500 gift cards away, or $500 worth of gift cards away. When we hit 1 million, Should we ever hit 1 million, we'll give $1,000 worth of gift cards away. The thing is, you have to decide how it gets divvied up. We don't want any part of that. We don't want to make that decision. That's up to you. So you have to post, does one person get all $400? And if you post that and we select you, or our software selects you, well, congratulations, you just won a $400 gift card to Scrapbooking Made Simple. Should 2 people get $200 each? Should 4 people get $100 each? Should 8 people get $50 each? Do you see how it's going? What is it, 16 people get $25 each? You post how you think we should divide up that $400. And if you are the person selected and you pick 4 people for $100, well, you'll get $100, and then we will have our software randomly select 3 more people to win $100. But boy, oh boy, we don't want to have to worry. We don't want to make the selection whether it's 1 person or 10 people. We leave that up to you. And gosh, wouldn't that be exciting if 1 person won $400? But then wouldn't that be so nice if like 10 people won $40? I mean, it's really, that's our struggle. It's like, how do we divide it up? So we thought it best, we're going to leave it to you. You tell us, and if we select you, that's the way we're going to roll. All right, you guys. So 400,000, ticking up to 500,000. Who knows? Maybe 1 million by the time I retire. And if there's a gold play button in my future, again, I will be like, ha, to my children who are now 21 and 22, and they work for the store. But it doesn't matter. They are gamers. They are on Twitch and all sorts of things all the time. And they're like, and is it Petey Pew? I don't know how they say his name. He's a gamer. He's got like, I don't know, 1 billion subscribers. No, not 1 billion, but like between 5 and 10 million subscribers. And they're like, Mom, look at him. And I'm like, yeah, well, okay, a girl's got to have a goal, but let's set a realistic goal, shall we? All right, so I'm excited to have 400,000 subscribers. Don't know how it's happening, and I'm not questioning it. I'm just going to go along for the ride. And then today we're going to get started because I do have a wonderful class for you today. We are using Gasen paper. We are using Van Gogh watercolors. We are using Fusion watercolor paint brushes. I have got some beautiful stencils and some incredible pricing on Sizzix Layering Stencils that retail for $24. I think it's $24.99 or $24.50. Not for you. Oh no. I got a special. That's me calling them bring. Hello, ta-da. Want to make a deal? And that's how the emails get sent. Let's make a deal. That's the subject line of my emails to manufacturers. Let's make a deal. They will attest to this. They will tell you if you ever talk to my manufacturers. Yep, that's how Stacy sends an email. Let's make a deal. I sent one to a manufacturer 2 days ago. Silence. Nothing back. Tweet is like crickets, right? Crickets, that's what it is. Silence. So I'm waiting to hear if they want to make a deal or not. And if they do, you're going to love it. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to tilt down for today. And think of, this isn't even me on coffee yet. I've had like 2 sips. Could you even imagine? All right, I'm going to tilt down. I'm going to show you some samples. We're going to get started for today. I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the product so you understand it. And then we're going to start to play, and we're going to start simple for the people who have not seen the first video, and then we're going to get progressively more technique-y. It's good to see everybody on this early morning. Down I go. Bye, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious, it's so quiet here. I'm used to taping these at night, not like first thing in the morning, but Mr. SMS has a date night planned. So I cannot be here late tonight to do this. All right, are we ready to see some of the samples? Beautiful. No, down. In. All right. Beautiful, isn't it? This is a stencil. This is Sizzix paint. This is Gasen paper. This is Van Gogh watercolor. It's so pretty. Let's pull this a little closer to me. And then I have this one here. So this is a stencil done with acrylic paint from Sizzix. It's a pink ink stencil. It's Gasen paper, and it is Van Gogh watercolors. Right? Yum. And then we jump up to Holy Smokes Artichokes. So this is a Sizzix Layering Stencil. It's Gasen paper. It's Sizzix acrylic inks. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. And it's a layering stencil. So let's start at the beginning. And I think the beginning is talking about the Van Gogh watercolors. So Van Gogh is considered a fine art medium. These are sold by Royal Talons, and this is a starter set which comes with just 5 colors. I'm going to open one up for you. And then this is a blank set. The set comes empty, and I filled it up with colors I thought you would like. Van Goghs are extremely pigmented. Highly, highly pigmented. These are not your typical watercolor paints. No, not at all. These are your fine art watercolor paints, yet they are at a crafty price, because quite often fine art, you can get a better product for less money than a crafty product. The minute they put craft or scrapbooking or card making on it, the price tends to go up. Fine art product, you get a better quality product for less money. And these paints have been around for years and years and years. These are half pans, and they will last you because you use so little. The more pigment that's in each of the paint pans, the less paint you actually need to use. The less pigment and the more filler that's in each of the pans, the more paint you need to use to achieve that rich, deep color. These are by far the most beautiful watercolors I have ever used. Now, this is how mine look. I want to show you how yours is going to look. Here's the white, and they call this a blending set or a starter set. It retails for $24.95, and inside there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 pans. Those are the pans that they say you could make every color under the sun. If you know how to blend properly and how to make mixes, these 5 colors are going to make your heart happy, because that's really all you need. But then they gave you 7 additional places to put other colors. So I did, because I'm not so good at blending colors. And we took a Sharpie marker, and we wrote the numbers of the colors right on the top. And these are colors that will be available open stock to you. So you're going to get the 5 colors that it comes with. And if you know how to blend, well done you. But if you're like me, I chose other colors that I would go to. Now I'm going to tell you, these have been used and used and used, and they are still full. It is amazing. Then I did the black. It's actually a dark blue, but when you get this, it is going to look, like this. It's going to be completely empty. Completely empty. I wanted to be able to bring you metallics. So I brought in 5 metallics and then some additional colors to finish out the set. So if you buy the blue, you're buying an empty set, an empty pan, an empty container, and what you will do is pick the colors that you love to use. And I have all of them open stock. It took a while to get everything back, but we brought all the colors back so that you could fill your cases with whatever you want. You may just want to start with the white and add a few of the pans. And the pans are different pricing depending on what they are. The metallics are going to be a little bit more expensive. The regular colors are going to be a little less expensive. But you fill it up how you want. I have every color that's shown here. I have all of these colors because I thought, well, if we give you the metallics, well, then I need to fill this up as well. So I did bring in as much as I could of all the colors. And I just want you to know, when you buy the pans, or when you buy the cases, this is what they're going to look like. The blue is going to be completely empty, ready for you to fill it, which means if you wanted to find Van Goghs someplace else, you absolutely could. We don't have all the colors. I want to say they have over 100 colors. We brought in just these to get everybody started. The case on the black is $12.95, and then they'll be on a YouTube Yummy. So then you're able to go and find additional colors perhaps at your fine art store. Absolutely. The white is your starter set. It gives you the 5, and then you can fill in 7 more colors and have a lovely set to begin with. Mine have been all filled in, and these are the colors that we are currently carrying. Are we going to expand on the colors? I'm not 100% sure, because so far these have done really, really well and seem to give us everything we need. If it turns out that I find that we're missing a color, maybe we'll expand on it. But because they're watercolor and because they're so highly pigmented, you are able to tone the saturation down by just adding water. You're able to really make blends without any problem. So I'm going to start with those, and I'm going to get them misty. So I need them to bloom. This is just water, and this is in a Turbo, Couture Creations Turbo mister, which is probably the best mister I've ever used in my life. And I'm just going to get some water on them, and I'm going to let them bloom. Now, if the water dries and the pans become hard again, perfect. That's exactly what we want. You don't have to go in there and dip the water out. You're not trying to do that, because then you're going to lift paint out with it. If you're done using them, you can just let them sit and dry naturally, and then they're good to use the next time. But you do need to give them an opportunity to kind of bloom in their color. So a little bit of spraying, and I'm going to set them aside so that we can then talk about Gasen paper. Gasen paper, what is it? I don't know what it is. But it's fabulous. It is a high quality Japanese art paper, lightly sized for sabuka, sumi painting, watercoloring, and calligraphy. It's not a watercolor paper per se like we know it. We know hot press and cold press watercolor paper. This is a Japanese paper that when I first saw it, I bought as much as I could buy. I bought it all. And still that wasn't enough. It is wonderful. I've got a half a sheet right here. I want to tell you that there's 2 sides to it. There is a smooth side, and then there's a side that feels a little fuzzy. The smooth side is your top side, and the fuzzy side, that's your bottom side. And there's no question about it. You can feel the difference. Absolutely, you can feel the difference. So what makes Gasen paper so amazing? Well, it's kind of how the watercolor works on the back side, not the front. I'm not going to put any kind of watercolor on this front side of the paper at all. I'm going to do everything on the back side, almost like Ginger Rogers. She did everything in heels and backwards, and that's kind of how Gasen paper is. You do everything on the back side, and it makes the front side look absolutely amazing. Ginger Rogers made Fred Astaire look like he looked so good, but she had a part in that. So Gasen paper, you're going to work on the back side of it, and when it absorbs the color, it almost becomes translucent to the front. You will see, I will show you. And the brushes that I'm going to work with today, again, these are by Yasutomo. These are called Fusion watercolor brushes. They are the best watercolor brushes I've ever used in my life, and they're affordable. You have 5 sizes, all the way from the very biggest one down to, well, mine aren't necessarily in order, but down to a very, very, very small, tiny little watercolor brush. They are a Japanese style watercolor brush, and I can tell you that I want to say that the whole set is the whole set maybe $25, $26, including the bamboo roll. This is not for sushi. I can say that sometimes a Japanese watercolor brush like this, they can retail for $30, $40, $50 just on their own. And the whole set here is about maybe $25, $26, I think. Why is it a bamboo roller? Well, the bamboo roller is a traditional way to store your watercolor brushes. It allows your watercolor brushes to dry naturally. Do you need to keep the tops? It's up to you whether you want them or not. It comes with them, so we leave them on so you can see them. But typically when I put my brushes back in here, I let them be open because they dry naturally. The bamboo lets you just roll it up, and it gives you a little extra space. You've got space to put 2 more things like a bone folder or 2 more brushes. It lets you roll it up, and because the bamboo has slits in it, it lets the air get in there and dry those brushes naturally. Roll around and close it up. And that's how you store your water brush or your watercolor brushes, your Japanese watercolor brushes. Are these the same as a typical crafty watercolor brush? No, these are superior to them. Are they the finest watercolor brushes out on the market? No, they are not. For what we're using them for, they are amazing. But yes, you can buy this brush anywhere from $30, $40, $50, $60 all on its own. If you're that fine art painter, you may choose to do that. But for what I want to work with and using the Van Gogh watercolors, these are stunning. They're wonderful brushes. And I think I'm going to be using the largest one today. It is the brush that I tend to go to the most. So I'm going to pull these out. I think I'll leave them right there for now. Remind me that I put them over there. Okay, so we've talked about the paint, the Van Gogh paint. We've talked about the Gasen paper, and we've talked about the brushes. So a little bit of an overview on all of it. Now I want to play just a little bit, and I'm going to play with acrylic paints. These are by Sizzix. So I didn't bring in fine art acrylic paint because Sizzix makes a fine product and it does what I want it to do. They retail for $5.99 each. There's, I don't know, maybe 12 colors. They last a long time. They blend beautifully. And for what I'm doing, they absolutely get the job done without question. This isn't all the colors. I have all the colors over there. They get the job done. So we're going to be using Sizzix acrylic paints today. And that's really going to be the foundation. It's important that you use some sort of a paint or an ink that is waterproof because we are going to be using watercolor paints. And to use watercolor paints, what do they need? Water. So if you use something that is reactive with water or water soluble and will wash away, you are not going to be happy with the results at all. So I'm going to be using acrylic paints today, but you could also use waterproof ink if you have it. I can tell you that the Jacquard Black, it says waterproof on the packaging. That ink will work, especially if you're doing stamping and doing this technique. So I think I'm going to bring over a simple stencil. This is from Pink Ink. Easy peasy. Love pink ink. And I think I'm going to put maybe a paper towel. Let's get it bigger. Maybe a paper towel down. Now, Gasen paper is a little unusual. It does not like washi tape at all. Does not like any kind of tape. I wonder if it likes, I wonder if I have some in here. Oh, I don't have very much on that roll. I was gonna say, I wonder if it likes Sizzix Makers tape. Let's see. This is Sizzix Makers tape, but I don't have very much on this roll. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, that's not so bad. So it will work with Sizzix Makers tape. It will not work well with a washi tape. It is not happy with a washi tape. So where the Sizzix Makers tape is pulling right off and not tearing the paper, washi tape will absolutely tear the paper. So if I put a piece of washi tape, so I've got my smooth side up, my fuzzy side down, and let's say I just want to hold this down. And then I go to peel it up. Yeah, see, it pulls on that, and it pulls on this. Even if we don't use a paper towel, and I just use a piece of washi tape to hold it down. So I'm done. Oh, see, even it peeled right there. And I peel it off. It is going to tear your paper. So Sizzix Makers tape or Post-it notes, whichever you want to do is going to be better for you. That will allow, the Post-it notes will not tear the paper, and the Makers tape will not tear the paper. So if you've got Sizzix Makers tape, you're good to go. And if you've got Post-it notes, you're good to go. All right, that's important to know about the Gasen paper. It tears very easily with a washi tape. So maybe I won't put a piece of paper down. Maybe I'll just go for it. All right, so I am, now my stencil on the other hand, my stencil can be taped down with washi tape, no problem. Easy peasy. So I'm going to tape my stencil on both sides. Smooth side up. And then I'm going to use a little bit, I suppose I can use a little bit of Makers tape or my Post-it notes to hold my when I say I don't have a lot of that on that roll, I do not. So a little bit here, a little bit there, and I should be good to go. Okay, I'm down. Now to do this, I'm going to need my foam blenders, not felt, but foam. And my foam is used. I've used these before. This is my black one. I've got my kind of tealy one here. I've got my rose gold one here, or copper, my gold, and I just use these again and again. They don't get overly hard, and once you add more paint to them, then they just seem to react and come back to life all over again. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Come on. Out you go. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to do this one easy peasy. I'm going to use a little bit of black acrylic paint from Sizzix, and I'm going to put it on a blending, let's see, maybe if I move me over. How about if I move me over just a little bit? And I've got my mat there. This is the blending mat from Creative Expressions and Woodware. It comes in a super big piece like this. And you can either cut it in half. You can keep it whole if you want. It just takes a lot of space. You can cut it in half. You can cut it in half and then another 6 by 6 and then a smaller piece. It's up to you. It's really inexpensive. I think when we have it on sale, it's for $4.40, and it is really worth the $4.40. Everything will come off of it. The acrylic will hold a little bit more, but you can absolutely go in there and clean the acrylic off. So I'm going to take a little bit of my black, and I'm just going to put a daub of black down. Now, you can't dilly-dally when you're doing this because it is acrylic paint and you're going on top of a stencil. So if you let it sit there for way too long, it will want to adhere to the paper, and you will find when you pull it up, you'll be tearing your paper. So you can't sit there and dilly-dally. You need to get in there and let's do it. So I'm going to put some on my sponge, and I'm going to get in here and we're going to go. And I'm not going to sit there and dilly-dally. And all I want to do is get that ink down. And as I go lower, I always come back to the top. I want to keep that ink a little bit wet. I'll need a little bit more. So this is acrylic paint. You can get acrylic paint at any of your local, I would think any of your local craft stores, any of your local Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's. We carry the Sizzix brand. It's inexpensive. It gets the job done. The colors are pretty. But if you've got acrylic paint already in your crafty stash, do you need this one? No. Can you use it on your gel press? Yes. Lots to do with acrylic paint. We do lots of stuff with their paints. Okay, maybe just a little bit more of a dab, and then I'm just going to go over the whole thing one more time just to make sure that I keep that paint up here wet so that when I pull it, hopefully it doesn't stick. So no dilly-dallying. No answering a text. Say you'll be right back. All right, done. Yes. Done. Right? Now this is going to dry pretty quickly, but while I'm waiting for that to dry, I want to wash this off, and I'm going to take some baby wipes right off my craft mat. What happens if you let the paint dry on your stencil? Well, nothing really. I mean, it will come off. You'll have to soak it and kind of scrub it. But if you take your paint off quickly, then you don't have to do all the hard work. It just wipes right off. And you're like, wait, you just said you can't use something that moves with water. Well, the paint is still wet. So while my paint is still wet, I can move it with water. But once my paint dries on my paper, whatever paper that is that you're using, it will then become permanent and it won't move with water. This is why I did not wear a white shirt today. So I just want to get it all off. Okay, for me that's good enough. You may need it cleaner than that. I'm kind of good with that, and because a Stained stencil is a loved stencil. So I'm going to start super easy with this one because, well, you might not have seen this before. I'm going to probably just leave that right there because I might use black again. And if it really bothers you, the paint will come off your hands. It doesn't necessarily stain your hands like an ink does because it's not an ink, it's a paint. And bam. Now, do I think this is dry? It's pretty close. Well, a little bit wet right there. So I can either give it a second more to dry, or I can just flip it over and go for it. What do you think? Another second to dry? I don't know. Or flip it over and go for it. And this is where I think I'm going to pull a towel in. I'm going to flip it over and go for it. All right, I've turned my paper over. This is where the Van Gogh watercolors come into play. And I have 2 sets to play with. Yes, that makes me very lucky. I get all the colors in the box. That's the beauty of owning a retail craft store. I get all the colors in the box. Let's see how wet it is. Oh, see, it's not that wet at all. Look at that. Okay, cool. Should I do it? I can't decide if I should use that or not. Let's try without and see what happens. Okay. So I'm going to put my stencil down upside, or with the pretty on this side. Most of you are like, wouldn't you just take that watercolor and go right over the top of it? Oh no, we're going to do the back side. I'm going to grab my big brush and I'm going to make sure that all my paints are pretty and bloomed. Do I need to go back a little bit further for you? Is that better? Okay, let's try that. Let's see if I can. Okay, so what colors do we want to use? The blue here. So I'm going to pick up a little blue and I'm going to put it right in my little blue here. A little blue. That's all. And then I'm going to load this with water. Like I'm going to load it with water. Because that blue is so pigmented. That just that little bit of color that I put in there. Gives a beautiful color on the back side. But what other colors do I want to use? I want to use the yellow. So I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that yellow. Put it in my yellow pot over there and go. Now it had a little bit of blue in it because I didn't clean my brush. I don't care about cleaning my brush. I'm a girl who just goes. I also put some yellow in here. And this is where you just play. This is where it doesn't matter that you don't know how to paint or you've never used fine watercolor paints before. No big deal. This is where you just have at it. And then maybe we want that green. So I've got a green over here. And just a little bit on my brush. I'm not scooping. You're not going to go in there and scoop paint. You're going to dab your brush in and dab paint. Because see how much paint I have just from dabbing? Oh, I can't lift this. It's a lot in there. It's enough. Add a bunch of water. Don't be afraid of the water. And then I can just keep playing. And I can pick some of this. And I can pick some of that. I can go get some of this. And I just keep adding color until I'm happy. A little bit more yellow, dab, dab, dab. No scooping. Water, mix, yellow. And maybe a little dab in the green and get it a little bit more intense. This is why the pans, these are half pans. That's why they last so long. Maybe a little bit more blue. I'll dab, dab, dab. Wet, 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 wet. Because they're that highly pigmented. And you won't find that with all watercolors. But when you're buying a fine art quality product, fine art doesn't mean the level of your talent. Fine art means the quality of the product. People are like, but I'm not a fine artist. Yeah, okay, great, no problem. But don't you want to use the best quality product that you can get? And quite often, the fine art product is less expensive than the crafty product. And it's just like, I say it all the time, it's like baking. Wouldn't you want to use the best chocolate chips for your chocolate chip cookies? You don't want to use those Caribe things that, are the fake chocolate chips. No, no, no. You may not be a baker, but if you use the best chocolate chips, and my gosh, they're not that much more money or sometimes even less, why wouldn't you do that? It makes you look like you're the best baker ever. Nobody needs to know. Okay, so I think I've got this pretty well done. Now we're gonna pull it up and we're gonna see what we have. And if I don't like anything, I can come back and fix. I can change it. Remember, this is the back side. Ta-da! Let's grab a piece of white paper. Look at that. Now maybe I'm not crazy about that blue swoosh right there. It's too much blue and not blended in. Look at how beautiful is that. It is magic. Gasen paper, look at the blend down there. That's just beautiful. I would cut that off and I would use that. It's beautiful. So let's say I'm not crazy about that one right there. All I have to do is lay it back down, and what makes watercolor move? Water. Maybe I bring in another color. And I blend out that and soften it up. Maybe I didn't want that big swoosh right there. And then I'm going to look at it and see if it's any better. And if it's not, I'm just going to keep playing. It's getting there. Now, will the back start to ball up? Yes, you'll get some little balls going on depending on how much water you use. There, better. These are beautiful. Now I need to let this dry. It is very wet, and you can see it wasn't quite dry when I started, and you can see that the watercolor has come all the way through the paper as it's supposed to do. Wipe it up, and I'm just going to let this dry. Can you just see? Look at that, isn't that pretty? You can take a heat tool if you're impatient and add a little heat. It's not going to bubble. You're just helping it along a little. It's probably not quite dry yet. No, but it's getting there. See, and the black doesn't come off. Man, that's pretty. And my black is pretty good. And when it dries, my black will be completely cemented. I'm gonna leave that one over there and we will come back to it. Let's do another one, and we're gonna do it a little differently. So again, I'm gonna grab another stencil from Pink Ink. Ooh. And another piece of Gasen paper. So fuzzy side down, stencil on. I can certainly tape my stencil fuzzy side down. Yeah, fuzzy side down, stencil on, because I'm going to add my acrylic paint to this one. And let's get some of that off of there. Clean my brush just a little bit. Yay. Okay. Let's put that there for now. And tape it down. Could I do the whole stencil? I could. I just cut my Gasen paper in half. So I just cut it. I was just cutting it in half. In fact, that's about half. I could do the whole stencil if I wanted to use a whole piece of Gasen, or cut the Gasen paper down to the size of the stencil. And let's get another side. And let's remember, you cannot use washi directly on the Gasen paper. So I can either Post-it note it, or I can Sizzix Maker tape it. And I suppose we will put the Sizzix Maker's tape on sale. Where did I put it? Anybody see where I put the Sizzix Maker's tape? It was right here. It was like right there. Oh, I found it. It fell. Hello. Okay, so Sizzix Maker's tape, which is basically just a glorified Post-it note. But it won't peel the Gasen. All right, so now let's grab my stencil film, my blending mat, whatever we want to call it. And I think I'm going to do some metallics. So how about I bring in a little bit of gold. A little bit of silver. And a little bit of, let's see what they call it. Rose gold. It's really copper. It really is copper. I don't know if they were trying to hit on the rose gold trend that was going on, but it really is copper. So let's grab my blendy brush for gold. Well, I'm going to need more gold if I want most gold. And I'm just going to kind of hit it here and there with my gold. And then let's come in with my silver. And I'm going to kind of hit it with my silver, kind of going into my gold. can come back with my gold and blend that into my silver. And then my rose gold, my copper. Now this isn't difficult. I'm not painting, I'm just daubing with it. Just like you would with a typical stencil. I'm gonna bring some gold back in. Zoop. Mix some gold into that rose gold. Mix some rose gold up here. Mix some silver in. And just make it a whole metallic-y wonderland. And I'm just mixing them all together. No rhyme, no reason. I'm just going for it. Think long, think wrong. I think the biggest thing we do is overthink what we're doing when we're crafting as opposed to just letting it be. Okay, let's hope I can, oh, I love it. Okay, let's hope I kept it wet long enough to where I can just peel right off. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Okay, happy day for me. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. First thing I'm going to do is clean this off. Take my maker's tape off, my washi tape off. Give it a spritz, spritz, spritz. And just clean my stencil. Now when the acrylic dries on it, it will be harder to get it off, but will it affect other times when you use it if it's got acrylic paint on it? No, you'll be fine. Like I said, a stained stencil is a love stencil, but I know there's oodles of you out there that like, oh no, gotta be clean by the when I'm done with it, I gotta have it clean. So just a little bit of water while the paint is still a little bit wet. All right, stencil looks great. Now let's bring this back. And look at how pretty is that in the metallic, right? Metallic's beautiful. But can you imagine what it's gonna look like when we turn it over and we add color? Woo! How wet is it? Oh, my hands. Oh, not bad. Yeah, not bad, okay. Turn it over. And now we're gonna add color to it. So I can take my little blending mat and put it to the side. And now I'm gonna bring over my Van Goghs again. And I love this color. And oodles of water. So I love that one. Ooh, I love that color. And maybe a little bit of that color, the purple. Wow, that purple. A little's gonna go a long way of that purple. And then do we want to throw some, I don't know about yellow. I went with green. Let's make some more green. Wow, that purple is intense. It is intense, intense. Holy smokes, is it intense. And I'm just letting that color seep all the way through. And I can always pull it up to see what I'm doing. Ooh. Yeah, no, not yet. Oh my gosh. I could do this all day long. It's probably a good thing I am here early in the morning to work on this. It's beautiful. And I'm just letting those colors kind of blend and marry into each other. And it totally looks like a hot mess. I agree. It looks like I am just finger painting, watercoloring. Like, what has she done? Well, she is letting the paint do the work for her. When you can make something so easy that makes you look so good. Okay, you think we're done? You think we've gone all the way? Oh my gosh. It is wet. It is wet. But look at the colors. Oh my gosh, and I've got it on that metallics, and the metallics, depending on how I move it, I get some gold, I get some silver, I get some copper, not rose gold. But look at the color. Again, up here, pretty fabulous. I would not get rid of that. Look at how bright that is. Wow. What do you think? So this is Gasen paper, and this is what makes it so fabulous. I think they're beautiful, just with black, but it doesn't have to be just with black. Wow. Look at your stencils in a whole new way, you guys. Pull them out, get some Gasen paper. If you have watercolors, go ahead and use them. Are they going to be maybe as fabulous as these? No. And I want to show you that this also, it's not transferring. I suppose if I push down really hard, it might, but it's not transferring. I'm just letting it dry. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Little heat tool would help on the back side. That just looks amazing. And I only used 3 colors. But there's so many more colors in there because of all the saturation you can get depending on how much water you use. And then watercolors are meant to blend. They are meant to blend into each other, giving you an infinite amount of color to play with. Infinite amount. All right, time to move on. let's move into layering stencils. Okay, so I'm gonna start easy. I don't know which one's the easiest one. I'm gonna start with this one. This is a layering stencil by Sizzix. It has 4 layers. It retails for $24.99, and I think we have them on sale for $14.99. There is 4 layers to it. Now, some of you might be going, holy smokes, $24.99 for a layering stencil? Yes, but you have to appreciate the size. They are big. This is a 6x6 stencil. It's a larger stencil. And there's 4 of them. It's not an A2 size stencil. An A2 would be right like this. And yes, A2 layering stencils may be a little bit less money, but they're a lot less small. So they're a lot smaller. Okay, so I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 stencils. Let's see what we do. The stencils are numbered and marked. So it says Sizzix at the top, and it says the SKU number and then number 1. So because it has the SKU number there, if you get them mixed up, you're going to be able to go and say, oh, this is 665261, and this is stencil number 1. This is stencil number 2, number 3, and number 4. They are each individually marked for you. I like that they have the SKU number on them. That way, if you accidentally get them mixed up with other stencils, you know that you can figure out what goes with what. Okay, so let's grab a piece of Gasen. And I want to make sure that I get most of the stencil on, if not all of it. So if I were to line it up, this would be my 1. 1's going to fit just fine. 2 is going to fit just fine. Yep, I got plenty of paper. That's plenty of paper to do this. And what do I want? What do I want my number 1 to be? So let's tape it on down. Now, could you use the Sizzix stencil and stamp platform for this? Yes, because they have 2 holes at the top, and that platform is made for these types of stencils. Do we sell that platform yet? No, not yet. There's a do's and don'ts video coming a little bit later on that platform, and that's when we'll bring that platform out to you. I believe it's going to be in December, a whole do's and don'ts of the stamp and stencil, or the stencil and stamp platform. And I feel that I need to do that before I put it out on the, at Scrapbooking Made Simple to sell. I feel that it's a needed thing. And once I do it, then you will have everything you need to be successful with that platform. So for now, we're just going to use the stencil as a normal stencil. So my maker's tape on the top, my maker's tape on the bottom. Somebody's going to have to remind me to tell Elena that we need to add maker's tape to the YouTube Yummies. And because it does have those 2 holes, and this is a layering stencil, I am going to use those 2 holes as my registration marks. So stencils. Hello, stencils. Let's get this over here. And we'll put my stencils right here. And we'll bring over my paint. And I think I am going to use, am I going to use the black? And it fell again. Yep, I think I am going to use the black. Hello, Maker's Tape. Okay, so you don't like hanging off my table. Let me grab it one more time, and this time I'll just leave it on my table. I think I am going to use the black. So I'm going to wipe down. I'm going to wipe this down because I'm going to turn it over and use the black. You're like, oh, that was good paint. I know. But I'm going to turn it over and use the black. So let's grab some black. Or do I want it in white? Maybe I'll do it in white. You're like, white, but the paper's white. Decisions, decisions. So let's put some white down. You're like, why would you be painting it white? Well, because I need it to be opaque. If I don't put anything on the paper and I go ahead and I use my watercolors on it, the Van Gogh watercolors, it's gonna come right through. But if I paint this area in white, it will stay white and the colors will not come through. Let's try that and see what we think. So on some of these stencils, you need to be a little careful. They've got these little areas that want to pull up. So you want to be sure that you're pressing down on them and not rubbing. Rubbing is not going to help you because you've got areas that they're not attached to any of the sides. It's just a beautiful little detail, but it's kind of out there all on its own. And if you rub, you're going to rub that and you're going to miss the whole stencil area and it's just going to make a blob. So I'm just pushing. And maybe I use a little bit more. White. Let's see what happens. Might be a big flop. I don't edit my videos, so if it doesn't work out, well, you see that it doesn't work out. We'll fix it, but you'll see that not everything is perfect. Okay, I think that's okay. I want just a little bit more, like right there. Okay, I think that's okay. And you can just barely make out the white. You can almost just see the sheen of it. So I'm going to set that to the side and I'm going to clean off my stencil. Just because it's super easy to do while the paint is still a little wet. And I think I'm going to put it there for now. And let's wipe my table down. All right, good. Let's bring it back. And, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't add my little, I should have added my little registration marks. Can I get them in there? So I'm just going to lay it kind of where it should be. And I'm going to put a few little registration marks. Hopefully that's close enough. Now I can see where everything should line up. Let's see if I was close. So stencil number 2 is here. So I should be able to kind of line them up on those registration lines. And it should be close to where I need it to be. Should have done it when I had the stencil down the first time. But you know what? We're just going to go for it. And with those two little registration marks up here, it makes it easy to line everything up. Just remember to do them at the very beginning. So what color do we want our flowers? How about we do them in this color? Do I have that color? Well, we will get that color. Change out my little foamy. And let's just do those flowers. Ooh, that was a lot, probably way more than I need. And my Sizzix is facing me, right? Yep, I'm good. Done. Oh, that was perfect. Yay for me. That looks like it lined up right on where it was supposed to be. So let's let that set over to the side for a minute and dry. And let's wipe our stencil down. See, it's these little pieces like this that you just need to be a little careful of, like this one right here. Because if you were to take your spouncer and you were to rub, you would move this because it's not anchored anywhere. Just like on that first stencil. This one, see right here, if I were to take and kind of blend it, this one would move and shift because it's not anchored to another part of the stencil. Same here. So you just need to be mindful of the little, it adds the detail that we love the most about stencils, about layering stencils, but you want to be a little mindful of it, that you pounce as opposed to blend. We're not blending, and if I was using a blending tool, oh, my white was still white on the back. If I was using a blending tool, I would go in the direction of how that piece is laid so that I wouldn't accidentally flip it back. I blend in that direction. Okay, so then now I've got two done. And then let's see, I've got number 3. And number 3, maybe I use gold. So I'm just trying to line it up with my two little, it's still a little wet. Let's hit it just for a second. Let's line those up, see if that's, oh yeah, that's much better. Let's hit it with those, line it up with my 2 registration marks up top. That looks really good. Let's cement it down. And we'll do gold this time, yeah? So lid, gold, gold. And a little bit of gold on my blending. Don't need much. I'd rather add a little bit more than put too much down. So really fast, quick first coat, and because I've got that intense color underneath it, I'm going to give it a second and come back in and add a second coat. Because I've got that intense rosy corally color underneath it, and I'm spouncing. And pull. Yes. Okay. Now I've got my beautiful gold on top of my flowers, and you're like, but I still don't see the white. I don't get the white. Okay, neither do I for sure. We're gonna try. This is an experiment happening. It's like Willy Wonka. We're not sure what's gonna happen, okay? So Violet had the gum. She ate the gum she wasn't supposed to eat, and now we're gonna wait and see what happens. That's what we're doing. We're gonna wait and see. And I've cleaned my stencil. And I'm gonna put it over here. And I'm gonna come back. Now, mind you, I'm also teaching this. So if you were doing this at home, this is not going to take this long to get it done. But for me to explain it to you, I have to show you each step and go in order and tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. When you're doing this at home, it's going to be a much faster process. I'm just going to heat a little bit of that gold to make sure. Because I'm not giving it a chance to dry so we can move on, I'm just using that heat tool to help me a little bit. Last stencil. Last stencil. Let's see if it sticks down or if I'm pretty well. A little more heat. Line it up with my 2 registration lines up there. I've got my 2 little holes. I think that looks pretty good. There we go. Perfect. Tape it down. And I think I'm going to do black. I don't know. I might ruin the whole thing if I do black, but, well, no guts, no glory. And I'm going to grab a different one for black because this one's still got quite a bit on it. Let's just put a little black on that one. Just a little bit of black. And bring my black dauber in here. Okay, are we ready? Just go for it. I'm saying that more for me than you. Go for it. You're like, I was with you till the black. All right, well. What do we think? It's a beautiful stencil just on its own, but we haven't even gotten to the magic yet. The magic's still coming. Wipe it right down. Okay. It's pretty just as is. I know you can't see the white. We're gonna have to see if the white works or if this was all for naught. I'm a little nervous. You think the white's gonna work? Okay, should I do it? No, I'm not gonna do another coat. We're either gonna do it and it's gonna work, or we're gonna fix it and it's gonna work. All right, so I can move these now out of my way and bring over my paints, because I'm gonna flip this to the back side and we're not gonna see how great it is again until we see how great it is again. I'm gonna bring my paints on over. What colors do we want to use? We can use some yellows. And I don't know, let's just play, see what we end up with. So, and I think I'm gonna wash my brush out really quick. And some yellows. So I have two different yellows for you. One is a warmer yellow and one is a brighter yellow. And I don't know if we like this blue for this, but we've gone with it now. And do we think pink? And those colors are going to blend and melt together and make new colors. And I'm just adding water. And I'm just dabbing and dabbing and dabbing. And I'm just picking up colors from everywhere. Let's make a little more yellow. Make a little more pink. So water is your friend. And I'll have no idea what I've got until I've got it. I can look, but what's the fun of that? Right? And I may be adding ink or paint where I really don't need paint. No, I want this yellow. And I'm not scooping my color, I'm dabbing my paintbrush in and putting my color. I'm dabbing it in and putting color in there. You're not scooping. We're not doing ice cream. And I'm not cleaning my brush in between. I'm just letting it be. And I can kind of see the bottom. So I sort of know where I'm at. And we either made mud or we made magic. I need more water. There we go. And I'm just kind of pulling colors in from everywhere. Okay, let's see. Looks like a hot mess. It may look like a hot mess on the other side as well. But it doesn't. Oh my gosh. Okay, the white worked. The white worked. Look, look, look. See, now you can see where I put the white paint, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love this. Okay, this makes my heart so happy. Look at the colors. It looks like a hot mess on the back side. But then you flip it and it's like, whoa. These are beautiful. Okay, so I put the white down and the white acrylic acted. It's opaque. So my watercolor paint did not bleed through and that white stayed true. Oh my gosh, what do you think? Okay, so we did this one just with a single stencil. And then we did this one, single stencil. And then we did this one, layering stencil. Let's do it again with a different stencil. Okay, so I want to cut this, but I need to let it dry a little bit. Oh my gosh. I am in awe of this paper and these paints. I want to cut it, but I know I need to let it dry, but I'm impatient. I'm so impatient. Like a little kid. But like, do it. Let's do it now. It's like when your mom, so you baked those beautiful cookies and your mom, or you took them out of the rack, out of the oven, and your child or your grandchild said, I want a cookie now, and they went to grab them while they were still hot. That's what I feel like. I'm impatient. I don't want to wait for them to cool down. I just want them to be beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then that. Against a black mat. Oh my, do we like it? Okay, I love it. So I can't hear you. So if you say no, it's okay. You can say no. I am in love. And I could cut it down. I don't have to use the whole thing if I don't want. I could cut it down. I'm not. I will not cut it down right now. But I could, but I'm not. Maybe you don't want to make a card that size. I could just use this part, or I could come in and just use that part. I mean, you could splice it down, but I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to do another one. Do it again. Let's do this one. Okay, so let's take it out. Again, another layering stencil from Sizzix. I think they're $24.99. We've got them for $14.99, I think is the price we've got them for. Again, layers. So each layer has the Sizzix name at the top, the SKU number of the stencil, and the number in order it goes. So if you accidentally mix one of these up with one of these, can you figure out what's what? Yes, because it has that SKU number on the top. This one says 665261. This one says 664916. These two do not go together. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's do, is my piece big enough? 1. Well, it'll go off the side a little bit. I think I need a little bit bigger piece of Gasen. Let's cut a new piece. Okay, so this is my 1. What do we want for 1? Let's look at the picture again. So if I do that in gold, or in silver maybe, and then this in gold. Okay. All right, let's try this in silver. Let's try it in silver and see what we get. Or rose gold. No, let's try it in silver. Silver. I'm going to talk myself out of that, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so let's bring these over and let's grab my silver one. So let's take the white one off, put my silver one on. Oh, I hear the staff is getting here. SMS peeps are getting here. Let's grab my silver. And let's see what we get. So I'm going to do my little holes. I'll start here. And then I'm going to come do my holes really good there. See how, can you see? I don't know if you can see it, how this one's lifting. So there's a piece right here that wants to pull up. If you blend with a blending brush, you need to blend down. I'm going to daub carefully because I don't want it to move all over the place. I'll lose the image underneath. Right now it's acting as a mask, and I don't want to lose that. I moved it. Oh, but it's fine. Look at that. All kinds of silver happening there, right? So I'm going to put that over to the side real quick. Take this off. Take that off. And clean it. See, I'm even cleaning it down. I'm not going up. I don't want to bend that piece of the stencil back. Okay. Oh yeah, the lights are on. People are here. So there's one. And then let's get stencil number 2. Well, let's heat this just for a minute. It's just a little bit wet still. Now at home, you can maybe be doing 2 of these at the same time, or keep your heat tool if you're wanting to make it dry a little faster. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Okay, stencil number 2 is this text stencil. Now you could use several of these stencils just on their own. You could use this beautiful text stencil and not use anything else with it. It could be a single layer stencil. And let's line it up. Now this one doesn't have the little pieces that are a little, that will move and flip up and down. So this one you could take a blending tool too and just go all the way over it without any problem. Remember, I'm not going to put any washi tape on my Gasen paper. Washi tape is just too strong and will pull the Gasen paper right off. It'll just tear it right, it'll tear it. So washi tape, perfect for holding the stencil down onto my craft mat, and either Post-it notes or maker's tape if you want from Sizzix to go right and hold it to my Gasen paper. Gosh, I think. Okay, there we go. We good? We're good. Let me go back just a little bit now. Okay, so gold. Let's do gold there. I think that gold will look beautiful against that silver. I've lined my 2 registration marks up. And this is a pretty big piece to stencil, so I'm not going to dilly-dally. I'm going to get in there and get going. And I'm going to constantly remember to come back towards the top to keep it wet, so that when I pull my stencil off, it doesn't take any of the Gasen paper with it. Because obviously it's going to start to dry. And if it dries, the stencil dries right onto the paper, well, it's going to have a hard time pulling up. And this is just an abstract script, so I'm not even overly concerned if it's a little blobby in places. I'm just trying to get my color in there. Okay. Perfect. So now I've got my gold and my silver, and that gold lays right on top of that silver, and that looks beautiful. I can take my washi tape off. These pieces are still good. I can save them. I'm not going to save the maker's tape. So you can see how quickly it's starting to dry. The edges have already started to dry. But see, this doesn't have any of those little edges that might bend up and bend backwards. So this one I can just really get in there and wipe down easy peasy. Okay. Stencil's clean. Let's bring it back over. Let's take just a little bit of heat to it so I can move to the next one. A little bit of heat all the way down. Work it back up. Okay. Oh, and you can see the metallic going on. See the metallic happening. Pretty. Oh, and feels great. We can move right to the next one, which is a postmark. So let's line up my two. I've got my holes in my stencil, lining up with the whole the registration marks I made with that silver paint. And I'll tell you, this stencil's pretty forgiving. You could put these, you could put this this postmark actually almost anywhere you want. Doesn't have to go exactly where it is. The stencil is extremely forgiving. Nothing lines up with anything else, so you can really play with it. And you can use a lot of this stencil all by itself. You can make them single stencils. You could use this postmark on anything, and you don't need to use the script or the background. It's really up to you. Let's take my rose gold this time, which is really copper. That's way too much paint. Way too much. And let's get this on here. So this whole thing is metallics. And it's very vintagey. So if it squishes out a little bit, no big deal. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, I squished it just a little bit. All right. Let's move it off to the side, wipe this down. I had way too much paint happening. So this one I need to kind of go in the direction because it's got this little angle here that wants to pop back. See, if I go this way, see, look at it, just lifts right up. Can you see that? Lifts it right up. So I don't want to wipe in that direction. I need to go this way. Otherwise, I'm going to bend that back just like I did right there because it doesn't have a connection piece. This side has two connection pieces, so this one's not going to go anywhere. This one does not. I'll tell you, learning about how to make stencils That is a whole different thing. They are not like dies. They are not like stamps. They are all unto themselves. All right, I'm good to go. And now I can take this one. I got a little smudgy. Let's see if that smudgy is dry. Feels pretty dry. I'm going to bring back that text one. And I'm going to line it up, and I'm just going to fix. I got it a little smudgy right there. Now, typically I would be fine with that. No big deal. But because I'm here, I think I can get rid of a little bit of that smudgy with just a little bit of gold. Just a little bit of gold. I think that's better. That's all I needed. Got rid of a little bit of my smudgy. Okay. Now, heat that just a little bit. And the last stencil I have is this one. And I'm going to do this one in black, because it's going to really pop. It's going to really come off. We're good. I've got the Sizzix going in the right direction. It tells me it's layer 4. I'm going to line it up. Find my 2 registration marks right there. And washi it down. No washi tape on the Gasen paper. So right now, all we're doing is using it as the stencil it was meant to be used. When we turn it over is when we make the magic. All right, and I've got my black on this one. Oh, look at that. I think my black would have covered up my smudge anyway. Make sure that I keep it wet so that when I go to pull, it doesn't stick. Yay! Okay, so there we are. And this is how the stencil was meant to look by itself. But we have to take it to that next step. We've got to make it more than what it is. We need to add that Van Gogh watercolor on the back to make magic happen. And that Van Gogh watercolor, it'll work on any watercolor paper, absolutely. But will you get that same magic through the backside on other paper? No, that Gasen paper is pretty special all unto itself, for sure. Okay. Do you have to use baby wipes? No, you can use your paper towels. All right, stencil is clean. Let's bring it back over. Let's give it just a little bit of heat, just to make sure everything is all nice and dry. Has that very vintagey look to it. And again, you could just do a slim line right there. You could do a slim line right here. You could use that text all by itself. You could use that postmark all by itself. You could use that swoosh all by itself. When you're looking at the Sizzix Layering Stencils, look at them as individual stencils that happily work together. You don't have to use all the stencils together. You don't have to use any of them together. Some of them are perfect just as a single layer stencil. So when you're thinking about, you know, the price and how much effort that they've put into them and the size, then all of a sudden it's not such, you know, wow, $14.99 is not such a bad deal when you're thinking about how much a single layer. Gosh, I want to say this is the same size, and I don't know if this is $7.99 maybe. Yeah, same size. So I don't know how much these are. Maybe they're $7.99, but let's just say this is $8. And this is the same size as the Sizzix stencil. This is pink ink. Well, if you had 4 of these, that would be $32. But you do get 4 of those in the Sizzix. So you have to make apples to apples. You have to look at it and be aware that while this is maybe $8, it's because it's just one. If they had layered this and charged $8 per stencil, well, that would make the Sizzix stencils look like a bargain basement price at $24.99. But we have them on sale for $14.99. So holy smokes artichokes, right? Now let's color. But what colors? Gosh, this is where I go back to the same colors that I love, and that's really bad of me. But I can't help myself because I love them. Put them back on the right side because I know what I'm doing when I know this is crazy, but the black, the blue has to be over here and the white has to be over there. That's how I know my palette. I'm still fond of the blues. Is that a brown? That's a brown. I don't want brown. And I bet this is a black. That's a black. I don't know that I want black. This is an orange, but I don't know that I want orange. Ooh, orange and that's not good. Don't do that, Stacy. That is a pretty color. I don't know, go for it, right? You're thinking too long. It is a pretty color. Way more water. Like, are you sure? No. No, I am not. This one's got way too much green. No, no, I'm not, but we're doing it anyway. Okay. Oh, Stacy, no, no, no. Well, it's going to be really light color there. I got carried away with my water. Let's get a little more of that going on. Okay. Throw a little blue in there. I have blue left. So I'm just gonna, it's still wet, I'm just gonna throw some in here. Oodles of water. Water is your, oh, okay, that's really intense. I got that really intense. Holy smokes, artichokes. You think we've done the whole thing? You think I've gone down far enough? Nope. I've got my spray bottle ready to go, but I'm not supposed to do that. So I've used up all that blue now. And I've used up all my green pretty much. And I've got that intense red going on next to that softer orange. And we may make mud, or it may be the best thing since sliced bread. Oh, no, no, I don't want green. Oh. Okay, am I down far enough? I am. Are you ready? Because it kind of looks like a hot mess to me. Oh, I went way high. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna cut it because I have to see it. I shouldn't cut it yet. It's too soon. I love this piece right here. I'm not getting rid of that. I'm gonna keep that and use that for something. Oh, I do think I like it. I'm cutting away the noise. Not that I'm going to throw these things away. These little extra strips and pieces, they're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, first off, I'm in love with this. But that looks so good with all those colors behind it. And look at all the colors behind it. I mean, they just make up such pretty, pretty elements to this. Holy smokes, artichokes. Wow, that looks good. Who would have known? And you get the metallic coming through. Oh my gosh, love this. And then we've got this one. That is drying. Love this. These are beautiful. They're bold and they're daring and they're fun and they're easy and nobody's going to understand how you did it. Okay. Do we have time for one more? Maybe just a quick one if I go super fast, super fast, super fast. Butterfly, super fast. I'm just gonna grab a whole well, I hate to do that. I'm not gonna grab a whole sheet. I know myself better than that. I'm gonna grab a partial sheet. And I'm gonna go super fast. I've got my stencils, they're in order. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do 1. And then I have 2. And then I have 3. And then I have 4. I'll look at that picture again. So 4 is there. I think I'm going to skip stencil number 3. Okay, let's just do it. Go for it. So let's make it easy and let's do black as my swoosh. Let's grab my black. Let's move this over here, bring my black back, and let's just get to it. Chop, chop, Stacy. So I can tape my stencil down to my craft mat. And I can tape my stencil to my Gasen using some maker's tape. Okay, I've got my black. I'm gonna do my little holes first just so I don't forget them. And chop, chop. See, these are going to want to pull up. Okay, I'm going to call it done. Done. One down. I'm not even going to clean it. We're just going to go. And let's, a little heat tool. Okay, 2. Stencil number 2. What color do we want our main butterfly? Boy, this could go really wrong. No, I can't have it white because then it won't. I was thinking I could do it white, but if I do it all white, then none of the color will come up. So what color do I want my butterfly? How about yellow? See, it's still just a little bit wet. All right, let's do it yellow. Like, I haven't used yellow yet. Let's get a sponge for yellow. Yellow. Ooh, brand new, hasn't even been opened yet. And just go. Okay. Done. Yellow's done. Let's give it a quick heat. Ooh, I like the yellow. You know what? I am going to have to use stencil 3. You think this is dry? Feels pretty good. Let's go. What color do we want in stencil 3? How about we go back with that really bright pinky? So down, down. See, I'm going super fast. Moved my stencil. Line it up. Got my registration marks. There we go. And now let's hold it in place. I thought I wasn't going to do it, but I am. So let's take the yellow off and put our, what color is this? Is it like, it is hibiscus. Let's bring our hibiscus back over. Not too much, because that's not a real big space that I'm going to be coloring. So can you see the space I'm coloring? It's not super big. Right in here. Well, I'm not gonna move it. I'm gonna go for it. Ooh, that didn't hold down at all on this side. And I've got lots of little pieces that want to flop up. So I'm going to be a little more ginger. Okay, super quick. Keep that paint wet so you can peel it off. If the paint dries, it's going to want to peel your paper with it. Move it to the side because I'm not cleaning, we're just going. Give it a quick splash of heat. And my last layer is here. And what color do I want it to be? So it says layer number 4 on it. I'm lining it up. Hopefully it's not too wet. Ooh, this last color is going to really take over. Last color is really going to be the focal point. A lot of that yellow is going to go away the minute I put this last color down. Silver, white, white, we're either approaching, oh my gosh, what did she just do? Or we're approaching, wow, what did she just do? Let's find my little white foam. See, it's gonna wanna pull. Yeah, see, it's gonna wanna pull up. See if I can get that down and good. Nope. Let's try this one. So I have to be a little ginger because there's areas that want to pull. So now my butterfly is almost all going to be white. All right, let's give it a try. So for those of you who are not familiar with my classes, they're unscripted. I have my product in front of me, but I have absolutely no clue what we are going to make until we actually make it. So now my butterfly is almost all white. Let's see what it looks like once we make magic happen. Let's get a little heat on it so then we can add our color. Okay, I'm hoping that that's enough to get us through. Let's flop it over. I'm going to clean this black off. I would be really upset if that black transferred on. Oh, I would not be a happy girl. Let's flip it over and let's paint it. Okay. Let's bring over my paints and my paintbrush, and let's paint it. There we go. I think that's good. That's a pretty violet. Violet, you're turning violet. That's pretty. Way more water. And I think I'm going to do this one again. And they're making their own color. So they're making a third color. Could throw some of that green. And I'm just blending those colors, making a hot mess. And I'm not cleaning my paintbrush out in between. I am literally just going for it. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, I'm getting there. I need some down here. And let's go to the side. I need some up in this top part. So let's get a little more green going. Okay, are we ready to see if it's fabulous? I went as fast as I could. All right. I love them. I do. Oh my gosh, that background with that butterfly. Now you understand why I wanted to do white somewhere. That butterfly totally pops. Look at that color. Look at that. It's stunning. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The girls are going to have to make samples of all of these. They have to make finished samples of all of these. I have to cut it. I know I'm not supposed to. It's still wet, but I am as impatient as a 4-year-old on Christmas morning. But at least I acknowledge that I am. Hi, I'm Stacy. I need to see it now. Oh my gosh. I have to cut very little off this side. Very little. The paper is soaking wet, so I'm being super careful. Now, it's up to me how high I want to take it. So I'm going to go almost all the way to those registration points so I don't lose that amazing color. Oh, yay. Holy smoke. It looks like Aurora Borealis up there. I've never seen it in life, in real person, but that's what it looks like when it's on TV. Oh my gosh. What do you guys think? I need to do this little piece down here. I am so sorry, but if I don't do it, it will annoy me until no tomorrow. I can't have it white. Okay, better. What do we think? These are pretty rock star, right? They're pretty wahoo kachoo. Love them. All done with these magic paints by Van Gogh. They are watercolor paints. They are fine art material. They will last you if you treat them well. They will treat you well. Honestly, I used layering stencils from Sizzix in a totally different way that you would maybe not think to do it. And it all starts, the whole foundation of this is the Gasen paper and either acrylic paint or watercolor ink. Could you stamp on here with watercolor ink and then turn it over and color it? You bet you could, but it all starts with the Gasen paper. It does. It's beautiful stuff. Wow, I've made a mess. Holy smokes, artichokes, but I had the best time doing it. Now I think this may be my favorite for today. I don't know. I'm gonna let these sit and just air dry. And remember that when you get yours, the white is not completely filled like mine. The white is only filled with the bottom 4 colors, which this is a blending set, a mixing set. So theoretically with these 4 colors, you could blend to all of these colors. I am not that good. I'm just gonna buy colors that I like to fill in, which is what I did. I picked all of these other colors so that you had a lovely palette and you could fill them in one at a time. You could fill a whole case in. So the white comes with 5 colors and is $24.95, but then it's on sale. And the blue is completely empty. I know it looks black, but it's a really dark blue. It's completely empty, so you could fill in all the others. So here we have 5, 6, 5, so that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have 19 additional colors open stock, and they look like this. They are as low as $4.90, and then they're going to be on a YouTube Yummy. The metallics are always more. You pick the colors you like and you make your own pans. And you can find Van Gogh at other places. They have lots of colors. Just know that it needs to go into your pan. You're going to want, or into a case. You're going to want to put them in a case as opposed to trying to use them open like this and just peeling them back. You really need to have them in some sort of a case. And since these are the Van Gogh cases, and it comes with this nifty little paintbrush that comes with it. See, and then that goes in there. So you do get a paintbrush with it if you want to use that. My recommendation is the fusion brushes that I've been using. Oh, look, we've got them. Oh yeah, $34.06 is the regular price. We have them for $26.99. That gets you all 5 brushes and the bamboo, and they are beautiful brushes. So I'm gonna let these sit and dry. I'm gonna move them out of my way. I don't know where that way is, but I'm gonna move them out of my way so I can let them air dry. I can go back, and any paint that's in here, once it air dries, I can reactivate it with water and pull it up and use it again. I'm not gonna wipe that out. I'm just gonna let it air dry because I can still use this. I can still use whatever's in those pans, whatever's in my blending over here, my little water tubs, my little water vessels. I'm just gonna let it air dry and I'll use them again. There's no reason to clean it out, heavens no. I've got the one that I just, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I've got my beautiful vintagey, now it's just, it looks gorgeous. I've got my flower. I've got my single pink ink stencil. I've got another single, woohoo, pink ink stencil. We did all of these today. We started here, and then we went to here, and then we stopped by over here. When I figured out that white would work, oh my gosh, that was a happy moment. And then we came over here and did oodles of metallics that just shine. And then we ended here. Wow. Not hard, not hard. You just have to have the right tools. A good paintbrush, a good watercolor paintbrush, acrylic paints, your Van Gogh, your stencils, and most important, your Gasen. These are the tools to get the job done, and it's beautiful. You will love it. You can stamp on the Gasen and flip it over. Just use watercolor ink, absolutely. And you're gonna have that same dramatic moment, absolutely. So what's on sale? Well, here, let me move some of this out. So the Van Goghs will be on sale. Not just the cases, but so this one comes with 5, this one's empty, but then I have I guess I have 19 different colors of pans, and we have them all in stock. Wahoo Kachoo. Those are on sale. The Gasen is on sale. I had it special ordered just for me and shipped directly to me from Japan. Yay. Hopefully we have enough this time because last time it sold out in a heartbeat. The brushes are on sale, absolutely. Again, we have a limited amount of brushes. We are almost out of brushes, so if you haven't gotten them yet, this may be where you want to. Gosh, and if you're a winner chicken dinner and you have $25, that may be where you want to go. We'll put the blending tools on sale because you're going to need them to get this done. I have to remember to tell Elena Maker's Tape. Maker's Tape's going to have to go on sale. We'll do all the colors of the Sizzix acrylic paints, and I know we have an I Want It All for it, but we'll do it open stock and I Want It All. This isn't all the colors, there's so many more. See, I've got a whole bag of colors for them. So that'll be on sale. And then the stencils. So I've got several pink ink and I've got several Sizzix. The pink inks are single layer. They are not layering stencils at all. And you will see these used in the samples that I'm going to show you. We used this one today. And remember, this is the same size as Sizzix, but I want to say that these are more money. I want to say these are $8 maybe. So you get 4 of this size with Sizzix. And even at their regular retail price, it's still less than if you had purchased 4 pink, if the pink ink had done a layering stencil. And then I've got the Sizzix. I used this one today. Love this one. I used this one today. Love this one. I used this one today. My guess is if I had used it, I would have loved this one. I have played with this one before, and I love the samples. I have seen the sample for this one, and this image does not do the stencil justice. When you see the actual physical sample, you will, oh my gosh. I used this one today. I used that one. And I used this one. I suppose we'll do an I Want It All, but they're $14.99 each, so I'll do them open stock too. That way you can pull just the ones that you love, 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 or the ones that are missing out of your collection. Or you don't need them at all and you've got plenty of stencils. Absolutely. Maybe you've got plenty of acrylic paint, then don't get any more until you're out. And then samples. Oh, Stacy. And we'll do the woodware blending mat too. Blending mat and the turbo mister. You're gonna need these as well. These are just good all-purpose in your crafty arsenal all the time. All right, let's do samples. I know, it's gorgeous, right? And they kind of tore the paper. Isn't that beautiful? Right? Isn't that gorgeous? Look at this. That's a pink ink stencil that they flipped back and forth to make sure where they got the flowers. Okay, somebody had too much time on their hands. I'm trying to see which pink ink it is. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. Somebody had a lot of time on their hands to decide where exactly the flowers were, but well done you. Look at how beautiful these are. I love this one. So all the stencil, here's the Van Gogh, and then we cut it into thirds and made panels out of them. This is all the Van Gogh paint. Oh my gosh. This is all the Sizzix acrylic paint. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I love this one. That came out beautiful. The girls did an amazing job. I used the stencil today. Look at the colors. And remember, we're coloring the back side, the fuzzy side of the Gasen paper. Smooth side is where you put the paint, the acrylic paint. The fuzzy side is where you put the watercolor. We're not painting on top of the acrylic. We're flipping it over and painting the back side. Look at there. Wow. You've got the rose gold acrylic. Look at how beautiful is that. Love these. A totally different look and use for your stencils. Look at this one. This is beautiful. We used this one today. Okay, so I will admit I saw this. I saw this sample. Why? Because I hadn't seen this sample yet, but I saw this piece just lying around. The centerpiece came from this piece right here. And I'm like, we're not throwing this away, right? Because I didn't know they were doing this. I said, no, we're not throwing this away. Somebody's gonna make a sample using this, because this is beautiful. And that piece came right out of it. So this is the negative, the leftover space. I'm like, no, we're gonna do something with that because that's beautiful. All this color isn't the paper. This is all that Van Gogh watercolor paint. Oh, look at, I got myself good with my hibiscus. Oh my gosh. Okay, again, somebody had a lot of, I mean, they took their time. They put the paint down, flipped it back, put the paint down, flipped it back, so that they made sure they hit all of those flowers. So you've got a mix of the metallics on the top, and the color coming through is from the Van Gogh. Catherine did this one. This is beautiful. And then, okay, let's talk. Let's see, do I have it here? Because I'm sorry, but am I really sorry? Generally, I'm not. Not when here's the image. That's the image that you're gonna see on the packaging. Here's the sample. Oh, okay. Nice, pretty, okay, I get it. Hello, beautiful. Look at that. Is that gorgeous? Does that not just absolutely pop? Holy smokes, artichokes. Would you think that this could achieve that? Oh, yes, it did. Oh my gosh. And then this one, again, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at those colors. And then here we did a slimline. We took just a portion of one of the stencils. And here, all of that paint, all of that color is coming from the Van Gogh on the back side of the Gasen paper. This is the Sizzix acrylics. And then I've got a few more. Hold on. I've got a happy birthday with a pink ink single layer. And look at all the color coming through the back side of the Gasen. I've got, this has to be leftovers. Both of these have to be, because we had leftovers from something and we didn't throw them away. This came from that first card. Yeah, these are leftovers that we made tags out of because they were just too pretty to throw away. And then Claire did a layout. So this is the Sizzix stencil. It is this one here. This is the paint from Sizzix. And then the Gasen is the paper, and then the red from the Van Gogh paint on the back side. But it is that stencil right there. Made those panels to do the layout. Wow, right? Trying to push it back a little bit. So this probably is, if you put these together, you'd have a full-size stencil. Wow. Great job, Claire. All right, you guys. So we did a lot. We played. I told you it would be a play day. I told you it would be a play day. I told you it would be a play day. And it was. So I'm looking at my watch. I have a Zoom. And then I have a, oh no, too much. And then I have a date night with Mr. SMS tonight. So yay for me. I hope that you had a good time watching me play, because I had a great time. It is always so wonderful when you flip it over. I am still going swoon. This one still is like, yes. We're going to make samples of these. I'm going to make the girls make samples of these. So we used the acrylics from Sizzix. We used Van Gogh watercolor, which is a fine art watercolor, highly pigmented. It is going to last you far longer than basic watercolors. They are, because they are so highly pigmented and light fast and everything you want in a beautiful watercolor. Are they? I don't want to say that they're more money. I really don't, because they really aren't. They really aren't, but you're getting so much more value for them. Just like the Fusion brushes, the watercolor brushes. They're a really good value, and the quality, Yasutomo. Yasutomo makes those watercolor brushes and the Gasen paper straight from Japan. Sign me up. Hello, yes. And then we have all of the stencils. We have some from Pink Ink as single layers, and then the ones from Sizzix as layering. And you know, I guess I didn't realize that the sizing is about the same as the Pink Ink. So when you multiply it times 4, wow, that value really is there. And then we have them on sale for $14.99, which is like $10 off each. So where are you going to find all of this great product? Well, you can find some of it at your local independent retailer. And if you have a place where you can get acrylics, by all means, buy acrylic paint wherever you can get it, absolutely. And if you can't, then the Sizzix is going to do a great job. Do you already have stencils? Maybe. Do you have layering stencils? Maybe. Did you like some of these? Maybe. You do what works best for you. The watercolor paints are beautiful. The Gasen paper is hard to find and is extraordinary. Those are the things that I would definitely focus on, but the price on those stencils from Sizzix is wahoo kachoo. So we leave it up to you. Maybe you just came for the pretties. That's it. Maybe it was I'm just here to see them samples and see what she does. And I had a great time. So I hope you had a great time. It is me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. That is where you will find all of this beautiful product, as well as in our retail store. Yes, we are an honest to goodness, real retail store where you open the door and it goes ding ding when you walk through. We're in sunny California, Canyon Country, California, about 40 miles north of Los Angeles, and we are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., where you can come see, feel, touch, take pictures of the samples, pick them up, and you can pick them up and hold them and go, And we would love to have you come visit us. All right, you guys, again, I'm Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you Monday. Don't know. Yeah, Monday. Monday for Make It Monday. I'll see you Monday, 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern for our Make It Monday event, where we offer you product from $80 to $100, value price down to $19.99. All right. See you guys. Bye. Have a good weekend. Yes, a good weekend. Bye.